thought you're about to die, bro. What's going on? Who else is about to die? The guy. Good. So now I forgot something. Je t'ai dit je t'aime une fois ou deux. Et je te dis je t'aime en devant de Try to be perfect and not Okay, good. So now before we start, I have to do something, which is opening the air fryer. I'm also gonna get something to drink, bro, because I'm thirsty as fuck. They're what? They're shrimp. Coconut shrimp. So we're gonna do fries or wings. Do bake. Bake is the one? They're fried. Okay, so they're fries. 15 seconds. 15 minutes. Okay, so this is going to be a weird video because there's no intro, but it's also part of a full day. Full day of filming, which is technically not true. When filming for 7 hours, I've been up for 13. But I'm going to go sleep when this video is going to be finished, and we're going to be 8. And we're going to have 8. I'm French. Let's pretend that makes sense. And I'm a tired mess. So I'm trying to make fun. I'm trying to make a lighter situation. But today's video is actually quite sad. And is a death. Today is there's no intro. I'm so sorry. It's a bit weird, right? Today is the 14th June 2026, which was yesterday. Right now it's 3 o'clock in the morning on the 15th. But yeah, yesterday we lost Oliver Tree. So my condolences to the family of Oliver Tree. Was I the biggest fan of Oliver Tree? No, but I was a fan of him. So that really sucks. That really, really, really sucks. And I'm gonna be saying something that's kind of sad, but I did learn the news on X, which is Twitter. I used to call it Twitter. Now I'm the only one I call it Twitter. So X it is, right? But Twitter in reality. And I sometimes see news on Twitter that are not true. So when I saw it, I wasn't really reacting to it. Then I saw multiple multiple accounts post it. Channel from YouTube, not from Twitter. Posting about it and losing Oliver Tree. And then I realized it was true. And it happens in such a mysterious way. Apparently there was two helicopters, and they crashed and collided. I don't know why they were so close. But then again, since I'm not the biggest fan of Oliver Tree, and since I don't know the guy personally, I think an homage is better than just saying, hey, rest in peace, dude. So Oliver Tree, how I discovered him is kind of like a crazy story. I was working and I had a fantastic. This was years ago. This was like 9 years ago. More than that. It was 2018. Well, 9 years. Yeah. 2017, 2018. 6, 7, 8, 7, 8. Cringe, but I don't care. So I'm at work and I work with lovely people. Again, they're fantastic people. But they're Romanian, so your boy doesn't speak Romanian. Mă vorbește un mică, no mai mult, mă vorbește un mică. So I started listening to a lot of podcasts, right? And some of those podcasts was impulsive. Yeah, impulsive, because like then they were having amazing guests. Riley Reid. I'm a dude of simple taste. Riley Reid, back tattoo. I'm down. Yeah, that took me a while to process. I was down for porn stars. Hey, they're still human beings. How dare you not judge them as such? And H3. And the kind of crazy part was Oliver Tree came to both. And something about him that made me laugh, but I never really paid attention to him. It wasn't like, oh my god, this is the next artist I'm going to be listening to. This is the next artist I'm going to be obsessed with. and never really thought about him again. Then my path of podcast passed because I was watching podcasts for 40 hours per week, which was on YouTube, on Spotify, and on YouTube Music, I guess. So yes, I was listening to a lot of podcasts, and it was repetitive guests, repetitive question, which was like, okay. And then I saw a competition with him and Ethan Klein, and they were doing a rodeo competition. And I remember seeing Oliver Tree falling out of a mechanical bull and pretending to be crying and hiding to cry. And it made me laugh because I was like, dude, this guy is fucking awesome. Because this guy's not afraid to cry and be himself, right? And then, then I started paying attention to his music. And I was like, okay, well, this guy is super talented, right? So the first time that I listened from him was, and this is crazy because 2 months after I started listening to him, Miss You came out. So I was like, okay, well, now he's really popular. Which is another crazy story because it's a song that's called Jerk. Somebody did a remix of it, and it blew off. And then Oliver Tree was like, dude, this is kind of my song, right? The DJ was like, okay, cool, but still. So if it wasn't for the DJ, this song doesn't exist. Because for the original material, this song doesn't exist. So, it's kind of like a crazy thing. So, but then is the style, is the intelligence, is songs like I want to take some that are more personal than just funny, because I grew up. I'm French Canadian. We have a lot of comedian where I'm from, and a lot of comedian go into music, and there's quite a band. So Lonely Island, we have a couple of those, which are great. Don't get me wrong. So Alien Boy was fantastic. Alien Boy, there was I'm Not Cowboy Don't Cry. There was Freaks and Geeks. There was, of course, I'm going to be looking like a freaking liar because can I think? Freaks and Geek, come on, Ink, you can do it. Earth was really good. Life Goes On. Life Goes On was really popular, but the fact that he had the Island Boy in it made me laugh. What else? And then I just started paying attention to him, and it was really talented, and I actually liked the song, but it wasn't until it was one of those weird cases. Then again, this is crazy because I talked about this like last week with Michael Jackson, and people were like, "Dude, did you see the movie?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it was good." Said, "You don't seem convinced." I'm like, "Dude, Michael Jackson was a brilliant musician, right? But it was also about the person behind the music. It was the person, the charisma, the energy they had, and I feel like Oliver Tree was that, right? The guy was funny, and it goes so far, and that guy to me was so incredibly talented because it's the human being that behind the artist. So Oliver Tree did multiple interviews talking about how he tried to do music seriously and it didn't work, and then he went into comedy and then it really popped off, which was kind of cool. But more than that, the guy used to date Melanie Martinez. Melanie, what was it? I think it's that, right? Oh, man. This is why you don't do videos at 3 o'clock in the morning, bro. Because you're tired and you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But he dated this girl that was super popular. And then when they broke up, her fans came after him. And most people would have left, most people would have quit, most people would have gave up. But he stayed and he pushed on and he pushed forward. And then he became kind of a hero, bro. Because, he was this funny guy and he was also talented, but he was also a truth sayer. For example, him and KSI made a song together, and then KSI made fun of him, and then Oliver Tree made a video about him, say, "Hey, my name KSI, mate. I sell to." He talked about crypto scam. He talked about selling Prime, Bevy. Yeah. So he started going after Ethan Klein. It's like, dude, when's the last time that you were culturally relevant? That you did something for the culture? And to me, that was kind of interesting because again, it's the person behind it. And then there kind of was this, not necessarily these odd moments, but it then came back, and then he lost a lot of weight, and then he looked kind of sickly, and then you were not necessarily worried about him, not necessarily worried about him, and you're like, why are you doing that? And then there was all of these videos that he did to promote his tour in Mexico, and he was talking Spanish really well, but he was talking about I'm el stupido gringo, so kind of insulting himself, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing? You're better than that, right? And then he did the Kiss video that was funny, where he was talking about signing out of a label, And I was kind of happy for him because like, dude, you can finally do what you want. I didn't even know there was with a label, right? But he was, and it was just fantastic. And then he was really out there. For example, I was really into Boy with Uke, and then when Oliver Tree made a song with him, one of my favorite songs. And the crazy part is, I did listen to the song for Boy with Uke, but I think Oliver's part of it was better, a lot better. The fucking Bobby Lee beef was super funny. The guy was a showman. The guy knew how to make a show, knew how to make a story. And what is crazier is, I feel bad for people like Jake Weber, who just had a video with him released not too long ago, when they went to the store together. I was like, how does he feel, you know? And it's crazy. And then he was super young, so it's just weird. It's just weird. So yeah, so I just wanted to talk about it because, you know, did listen to the man music, did appreciate the person that he was, did appreciate what he was doing, did appreciate his persona, but the person behind it also, the human being behind it. And it was kind of cool. It was something that I think we all need. So for example, he did the song I Miss You, which went viral. And then he did a video with Belle Delphine, which is, it's sort of, oh, I forgot to put the supper in. Coconut shit, baby. It's gonna be delicious. That is gonna be delicious. So yeah, so not with Belle Delphine, it wasn't. Listen, am I saying that she's not cute? No, I think she's gorgeous. Okay, I think she's gorgeous. Am I following her OnlyFans? Nah, bro. I have never followed a OnlyFans girl, and I will never will. You know, my morals won't allow it. So yeah, so long story short, he did a video with her for his song "I Miss You," and it was kind of like, okay, well, it's not so much about, dude, she's a fucking top, but it's not. It's sort of akin to back in the days, like they wanted to do what's my age again? They had freaking porn star in the video, and like, dude, those guys are rock and roll, you know. And this was just like Belle, and again, I'm not saying that she's not pretty, but she doesn't scream porn star. She doesn't scream sex, I guess. Sorry, I don't know if it's offensive or not. I don't know. Sorry, but that's my opinion. And the fact that he did it was super cool because it was for the internet. She was super known. It was sort of memeable, but still understandable. Like, yeah, she got a little something, you know. So yeah, so all of these are, and again, I don't seem affected because I did not know the guy. I listened to about his music, right? But I think about the people that he was close to, and that sucks. That really sucks. And I think a part of me is feeling guilty because, you know, I learned the news that he died on Twitter, and I didn't care because I thought it was fake. I thought it was fake, and then you realize it was true, and like, holy shit, dude. Kind of like an asshole for assuming that was fake, you know. And this video is also made out of guilt, a lot of guilt, because somebody that listened to the music, I saw the news, and I didn't even take the time to Google it. I'm like, hey, is this true? I'm like, no, it's not true. It's on Twitter. How many hours have you listened from the guy? How many hours of content did he give you? What many hours of entertainment? How many days at work did he make better by being entertaining? And you don't even give him the time and day to look up if he really died or not. So yeah, there's guilt out of that, which is sort of something I guess I have to deal with, you know? I mean, of course, the plan is never to be an asshole, of course, but sometimes you do things that make you question yourself as a human person, as a human being, human person. Doesn't make any sense, you know? Anyway, long enough video, but rest in peace. My condolence to the family, to the friends. Also, as a public figure, the friends were public figures, so you're like, okay, well, I know exactly who is possibly not feeling great right now. I know possibly who's feeling sad right now, and you know, I want to see who. Is it perverse I don't see that who reacted to it. Like his homies or something at least. See? He was a year younger than me, dude. 32. Crazy. GC Melanie Martinez. Okay, yeah, that's her. See, Jake Weber did a video with him 2 weeks ago. You must feel like shit. This dude having fun. You know, Hurt was a great song. Hurt was fantastic. They were homies. They had it. I found out though.
Still struggling to process what happened. He wrote, "I'm in disbelief, still desperate to think this is part of an elaborate prank. That seems like something you do, right?" Before confirming that his friend had sadly passed away, Ethan went on to describe Oliver as one of the most unique people he had ever met. He praised his ability to make genuine friendships all over the world and said that every appearance Oliver made on the H3 podcast was unforgettable. According to Ethan, Oliver was a true artist who poured everything he had into his music, videos, and creative projects. One part of the tribute that really stood out was Ethan revealing that Oliver had spent the last year traveling the world and was even planning a trip to Antarctica. Ethan also shared the final message Oliver ever sent him, inviting him to an album release party. Reading Ethan's post, you can tell this loss hit him extremely hard.
It's sad.
Their friendship went...
It's sad because, sorry, the way he died, like, ain't no way, dude. And again, I hope this doesn't sound like me being an asshole. Dude died by 2 choppers crashing. Like, you're asking yourself, how's that possible? How does that even make sense, you know? Yeah, so, thoughts and pray for family and friends. Yeah. Fuck. Just talking about it's weird. Just talking about a weird parasocial relationship, am I right? I don't know the fucking guy. Thought he was cool, but I don't know the fucking guy. And, still think it's pretty sad that he passed away. Well, if he, that's the craziest thing. He was less funny. If he was less of a good person, he was less talented. Would I care as much? I don't know. He was 32. I'm 33 years old, guys. Fuck. Now the food is almost ready. At least I'm gonna be able to change my mind. At least such a good the mukbang is be good. Oi! Suka! Suka blood! I don't really want it to no. Nothing. Over and over again. Nothing. A little spoiler for the subject of. A bit of a spoiler for the subject of this. Oh, I should have done it for tomorrow. Oh. Should have left it for tomorrow for Ivy everything. Yeah, I know it's dirty. I don't give a fuck. I do not give 2 shits. And neither should you. Won't be long.